Salvete omnes, this is Emilia, also known as TheMartianGeek, and welcome back to another episode of Mega Man X. In the last episode, we defeated Armored Armadillo in his KV Miney type of stage, and with that we have actually beaten half the Mavericks in the game. But on the other hand, that also means that we've pretty much exhausted our options for easy bosses at this point. From here on out, we will have to deal with the harder ones. So let's go ahead and start off with this one. This is a tower type of stage. It's very vertically oriented. Here we'll be fighting Boomer Kuwanger. Now if you're wondering what in the goat-sniffing muffin lords is a Kuwanger, well, allow me to take a brief respite from our side-scrolling action for a bit of an explanation. You see, obviously we've been playing the English versions of Mega Man X games all this time, but at least in the case of most of them, the Japanese versions actually have different names for the Mavericks. For instance, if I remember correctly anyway, Chill Penguin was Icy Penguigo, Storm Eagle was Storm Eagleed, Flame Mammoth was Burnin' Nomander, and Armored Armadillo was Armor Armarge. But the thing is, while names like that sound cool and exotic to Japanese speakers, to native English speakers, if you couldn't tell already, they kind of sound like a cacophonous mess. Pretty much, think of Mega Man X6, you might remember how ridiculous the Maverick names in that game were. Now imagine if every game in the series were like that. Yeah. So I suppose Capcom wisely decided, you know what? Maybe we don't want people going, wait, Icy Penguigo? Seriously? Okay, these people suck at naming things. On second thought, let's not play Mega Man X, 'tis a silly game. And wisely chose to change the names in English to things that were admittedly more straightforward and simplistic, but a lot more like actual real words. So how that relates to Boomer Kuwanger? Well, Kuwanger apparently comes from the Japanese word for stag beagle, or beagle? Yeah, stag beetle. And I guess they must have missed that one in the translation. I guess there's no real reason they couldn't have just called him Boomer Beetle or something. But he is Boomer Kuwanger, and we will work with what we have. And I probably should have... never mind. You can tell already how vertically oriented this stage is, and we have these annoying ball and mace enemies. And ladders, and climbing. Lots of climbing. We also have those wall climbing enemies, and... every time you shoot, they will jet up away from you, and once they're on the same level as you, they'll try to shoot back at you. Now this is one of those parts that's very tempting to rush, but you don't really want to do that. Because, if you break those lasers, the little drone things above them will start shooting at you. Ow. Yeah, that is a good example of when we want to be careful there. I always used to just rush through that and not really worry too much about taking damage, but it's probably not the best option. I tried to go slowly and cautiously there, but I apparently failed. We also have these turtle enemies, and they fall into the category of things that take a lot of hits but don't have much in the way of invincibility frames. They also shoot bombs at you. So if you feel like using special weapons, Storm Tornado or possibly Fire Wave would be the way to go against these things. Basically the two best weapons for using against things without much invincibility. And time for the Spike Elevator of Doom. This would be a good time to memorize the layout of the place. Because we have a bunch of spikes, we have these enemies coming in from above. And if you get smushed in between the spike platforms and the platform you're riding on, well, I guess the spikes are instant death anyway, but being squished in video games is generally also instant death, so don't do that. I think we have hit the midway point now, and now we're climbing up the outside of the tower, and dealing with these things. I don't remember if they actually respawn or not after you destroy them. Oh, that one didn't, at least. And we have these ladder climbing enemies, which I actually don't think appear anywhere else in the game, which seems like an odd omission, because it's not like this is the only stage with... Well, actually, you know, come to think of it, this could be the only stage with ladders, but I highly doubt that. Don't have time to remember what other stages are like, I'm just trying to concentrate on getting through this one. I don't remember if I said yet, but Boomer Kuwanger also has some pretty nice stage music. I quite like the music in this one. This fight is a little bit tricky because, well, at least if you don't have the amazing pig shot of destiny, I suppose. Because it's almost impossible not to get hit here because of the way the enemies are arranged. I am glad that I can use charge shots. I guess these things might actually... Well, no, they don't. Okay. I was thinking they might regenerate their hit points after being retracted. And some of these holes in the walls don't actually have platform enemies coming out of them. Speaking of platform enemies, you see that heart tank there? Well, there's basically an easy way to get it and a hard way. The easy way is more time-consuming though, and I can't do it right now, because to do it the easy way, you actually have to have beaten Boomer Kuwanger first, and then you have to revisit his stage. But there is another way to get it. You can actually use Chill Penguin's weapon. You might remember that if you charge it up, it makes a little penguin sled type thing. Let's just wait for this platform to move out of our way. Well, you can actually ride the sled off the edge here, and I failed, but if you can jump off the sled and then onto the overhanging platform. There we go. That's how you do that. Honestly, I prefer that way because it means I don't have to revisit the stage. Cutting down on backtracking is good. And now we have these little green spinny enemies on platforms. Obviously, once you defeat the enemy, you can stand on the propeller platform. And these platforms kind of look like part of the background. Whoops. That was exactly an ambush, but yeah, you can see the jetting away from you in action there. And I do not have very much health. We are actually almost at the end of the stage. Well, that'll help. Get rid of that. Oh, and hey, there's one without a platform. I wonder if it'll drop some... Well, it did drop some health for me, but I couldn't pick it up anyway. Boss door, and it is time for Boomer Kuwanger. He's Quwain Champion of the Weird Guys. And this is gonna suck. Boomer Kuwanger is really annoying to fight with just the Buster. I mean, he is so bad, I was actually seriously tempted to go to the stage that has his weakness weapon first. But no, I can beat him with the Buster, so I figure I probably should. He's basically the teleport spam boss of the game. He loves to just teleport around on the bottom of the room. Sometimes he throws his horns at you as a boomerang like that. Mostly he just teleports around and wastes your time a lot. Boomer Kuwanger's greatest weapon is trying your patience and giving you carpal tunnel syndrome. Did I mention this guy's freaking annoying? I think I heard somewhere that he was based off Quickman, and I can believe that. He's about as annoying as Quickman. Yeah, honestly, if you're not worried about using special weapons, just use this guy's weakness. Seriously, you will thank me. You also generally want to stay on the walls for this fight because if you're on the floor, he tends to telefrag you. Not very nice of him. And of course, you'll be spending so much time wall jumping that your thumbs are sure to get amazingly sore. Wow, that was close. And then he'll dash into you like that, too. Well, yeah, this would be a good time to have the dash button set to a shoulder button rather than A. This teleport spam also makes it... Whoa! Wait a minute, did I just defeat him on my first try without full health? Thank goodness. That was either really lucky or I'm better at it. I was in a better mood for him than I did last time, because this is actually not my first take of this. Last time I forgot part of my explanation for why Boomer Kuwanger was called that, so I basically had to redo the whole thing, and I pretty much died 5 or 6 times that time, so I am very glad to have defeated him so quickly that time. But we get his weapon, the Boomerang Cutter. It's obviously a boomerang. It can shoot up or down depending on if you're in the air or not when you fire it, and you can actually use it to pick up items, which is how you could have gotten that heart tank Password is 7437-541-71171. I am honestly really glad to be done with that stage. Like, Boomer Kuwanger's stage isn't that bad. The boss fight is just so annoying. Complete pain in the butt. I mean, I can think of maybe one boss in this game that's more obnoxious to fight than Boomer Kuwanger. But we'll get to him when we get to him. So, I will see you in the next episode.